Chapter 1. The Hunt Begins. The planet Hadaris 5 was a desolate world, a place where survival was a daily struggle. The atmosphere was thick with dust, and the sun beat down relentlessly, casting long, harsh shadows over the rocky landscape. Among the native species of Hadaris 5, the Xelii were the most formidable. They were a nomadic race of towering, fierce hunters, known throughout the galaxy for their ruthless survival instincts. The Xelii had adapted to their harsh environment, their bodies capable of withstanding the planet's extreme temperatures and unpredictable storms. Nara, a young and skilled Xelii warrior, had been tracking her prey for days. She had learned the ways of the hunt from a young age, trained to stalk, capture, and consume anything that crossed her path. Her people relied on their hunting prowess to survive, and today, her target was something different, a human. Humans were not native to Hadaris 5. They had come to the planet seeking refuge after fleeing their own homeworld, but their settlement had been destroyed by a brutal storm. Stranded and weakened by the harsh conditions, the survivors were easy prey for the Xelii. Nara had heard rumors of a human male wandering the wastes, and she had been sent to hunt him down. Her heart beat with excitement as she followed his scent through the desert. She was close now, and she could feel the thrill of the chase filling her with energy. This would be an easy kill. The humans were weak and fragile compared to the Xelii, and Nara knew she would take him down with ease. Chapter 2. The Encounter. As the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of red and orange, Nara spotted her target. The human was sitting on a rock, his back turned to her. He looked weary, exhausted, and completely unaware of the danger lurking behind him. With the precision of a predator, Nara crept closer, her footsteps silent against the dry earth. She reached for her spear, a deadly weapon crafted from the bones of her past hunts. The spear was her most trusted tool, capable of piercing even the toughest hides of the creatures she had taken down. Just as Nara raised her weapon, the human turned. His eyes met hers, and in that brief moment, time seemed to slow. For the first time in her life, Nara felt hesitation. The human was not the weak, defenseless prey she had expected. His eyes were sharp, his posture alert. There was something about him that made her pause. There was no fear in his gaze, only determination. "You're not like the others," he said, his voice hoarse but steady. Nara's grip on her spear tightened, but she did not strike. "Why are you here?" she demanded, her voice low and menacing. "I'm looking for food, same as you," the human replied. "But I'm not the one hunting." Nara's instinct screamed at her to kill him, to strike before he could pose a threat. But something in his voice, in his calm demeanor, stopped her. For the first time, Nara wondered if she was the one being hunted. Chapter 3. The Shift. Over the next few days, Nara found herself following the human rather than attacking him. She could have killed him easily, but there was something about him that intrigued her. His name was Riven, and he was unlike any prey she had ever encountered. Riven explained that he had been stranded on Hadaris 5 for weeks after his shuttle had been destroyed in a crash. He had been scavenging for food and water, barely surviving in the hostile environment. Nara, who had never known weakness, found herself fascinated by Riven's resilience. He had no weapons, no armor, yet he had managed to survive in a place where even the Xelii struggled. As the days passed, Nara began to realize that Riven was not just a meal. He was a challenge, a puzzle she couldn't solve. His intelligence, his resourcefulness, and the way he adapted to every situation made her respect him in ways she couldn't understand. One evening, while they sat around a small fire, Riven spoke of his people, of the cities they had built and the lives they had lived before their world fell apart. Nara, who had been raised to value strength and survival above all else, found herself drawn to his words. For the first time, she saw something in the human that went beyond the need to hunt and consume. "You don't have to survive alone," Riven said, looking at her. "There's more to life than hunting. You don't have to be a predator all the time." His words hit Nara harder than she had expected. She had always believed that her strength and her ability to hunt were all that mattered, that they defined her. But as she looked at Riven, something deep inside her began to shift. Chapter 4: A New Hunger. As the days turned into weeks, Nara and Riven continued their journey through the unforgiving desert. They became an unlikely pair, one a seasoned warrior, the other a survivor of a fallen civilization. Nara no longer hunted him. Instead, they began to share their knowledge. She taught him how to fight, how to survive in the hostile environment, and in return, he taught her about the world beyond survival, the world of compassion, trust, and connection. One evening, as they sat side by side beneath the stars, Nara found herself staring at Riven in a way she had never looked at anyone before. The hunger she had once felt, the primal desire to consume and conquer, had shifted. It wasn't food she craved anymore. It was something deeper, something she had never understood until now. Riven turned to her, his gaze soft and understanding. "You've been hunting the wrong things," he said gently. Nara's heart raced as she realized what he meant. She had been hunting for survival, for dominance, but now she found herself hungering for something else entirely, a connection, a bond that went beyond the hunt. Chapter 5: A New Beginning. In the days that followed, Nara and Riven grew closer, their bond stronger than anything Nara had ever experienced. She had gone from seeing him as prey to seeing him as an equal, a partner in survival. Together, they had become a formidable team, one that relied on more than just strength and cunning. For Nara, the world had shifted. She had once thought that strength alone would define her, but now she knew that true strength came from within, from the ability to change, to evolve, and to connect with others. And as she sat beside Riven under the stars, she knew that the hunger she had once felt for domination and power had been replaced by something far more powerful: the hunger for love, understanding, and companionship. She had found something in Riven that was worth more than any victory she could have won on her own. And in that moment, Nara knew that her world had changed forever.